Happy New Year, Statesville. I'm Rhyne Scott, and I'm super excited to be here co-hosting the Statesville Discovery 2024 Community Calendar.
Welcome to Discover Statesville, the show that takes you on a captivating journey through the heart of one of North Carolina's most charming towns.
Welcome back, everyone. And like Ryan said, Happy New Year. We are so excited to be back at So Media Studio in downtown Statesville. Richard and I took a little break, spent time with family over the holidays. Took a little break and let our guests have a break too. And then we couldn't wait to get back in studio and asked Rhyne Scott, who is the VP and General Manager from Marion Automotive, to join us today because we're so excited. We are going to be giving you a rundown of 2024 featured events here in Statesville, things that we know you're going to want to save the date for. And the reason that we're so excited that Ryan could join us today, because we hope you've been paying attention and you noticed that Marion has been our community sponsor. You've been so gracious to sponsor the community calendar for us this whole past year, and we're very thankful for that.
You're welcome, Cindy.
Yeah. So, Ryan, I've known you for a long time, so I'm seeing all the things you're doing in the community, and I'm seeing all the things that Marion's doing in the community. But I would just like to ask for our listeners, tell us why the Discover Statesville Community Calendar for Marion, and why is it important to lift that up and support that for you.
Yeah, thank you. First, Cindy, Richard, thank you for letting me co-host with you today. This is exciting. I've never kind of been on the screen before, so this is pretty cool. But why we support the community calendars, why do we support Statesville? I mean, things happen here. It's a growing community. It has been for such a long time. And I mean, the list that we had to go over today is just, it's going to be a long show, folks. But anyway, we want to be part of that. We like to be part of it. We want to support things that go on in this community. We're a community driven, invested in the community dealership with all our stores here in Statesville. And what better way to be a part of it?
Community driven, pun intended.
Yeah, there you go. That's right.
So we always say when we're posting events that the community calendar is driven by Marion. So
perfect.
We are very thankful for you. And for those of you who have been tuning in since August, you know that we like to get to know our guests and our co-hosts a little bit and talk about their involvement in the community. And like I said, I have the benefit of calling you friend, you and your family, and watch you do. You personally do amazing things in the community. So it wasn't that Marion brought you here. It was you. You were here, right? You've been in this community for a long time, raised your children here.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that. I know you've been in the car business for a while, but.
Maybe too long. No. I'm just kidding. Born and raised here, all but college years, and went to Statesville High School and go Greyhounds. Right. And so that's part of the community, and that it's a great place to raise a family. And started in the car business right after college, and in sales, and kind of worked my way up. And I think I figured out the other day in Statesville, I've been selling cars for about 33 years. And so, I know I'm not that old.
I was going to say, you're not old enough for that, Ryan.
It's just been fun. The people you meet, the people you work with, and just the growth that we've seen in the automobile dealerships here in Statesville, and the changes in the last decade or so has really been good for the community, been good for me, been good for the employees. And Randy does a big job in what he does, from anywhere from up in the mountains of West Jefferson now all the way down to Jacksonville, Florida with the store. So,
wow.
He has grown. He's grown it in Statesville, and it couldn't be a better place to be having growth than in Statesville. And so I'm super excited to be part of what he's doing in Statesville, honored to work with him. He's a great dealer and just a good friend.
Good. We were talking a little bit before the show just about helping people understand, behind the scenes and the things that really make the community tick. And Richard, I bet you've never heard anyone say, welcome to Statesville, home of car dealerships on the interstates and
Sarcasm. No.
Right.
Yeah.
But Ryan was talking about from West Jefferson down into Florida, and if you really step back and look at the importance of the car dealerships and the impact they have on the community, I would love to just talk about that for a minute and to help people understand the very positive economic impact
Sure.
that dealerships like Randy's do for communities.
Yeah, well, you said talk about it just for a minute. I could talk about it a long time, but it is great. It is a great impact in the community. We employ, just starting with employing people in the community. And it just in Statesville, we've got over 200 people that we employ.
Oh, wow.
At the Chevrolet store, Ford Lincoln, and the new Mitsubishi store just opened several months ago. So that is an impact in the community. And again, giving back to the community. We sponsor a lot of things. It may not be the big title sponsor of whatever. It may be a little league team, but we do a lot of that because a healthy community is supported by local businesses. And yes, we are seen a lot on the interstate. We've got a big presence, and but we try to do that tastefully, and we try to do it in a way that does give back to the community, and I hope that comes across to everybody. We get a lot of positive feedback from folks. One thing we've done in the last couple of years, I'm sure you've noticed the electronic billboards that we have at the dealerships, and we try not to use those just for our advertising of the dealerships. We'll find something community interest that's happened. We'll put it up on the board, whether it's somebody retiring, a birthday, or recognition for something that's going on in the community. We try to put those up and run that a little while. That's just, we don't charge for that. It's just kind of a way that we put those in the rotation with our advertising of our stores.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty cool. We get a lot of comments on that, positive comments. So Randy calls himself a billboard mogul now. So I don't think he really cares about the cars he sells. He cares about how many billboards are up and going, which is a great thing. It's fun to do.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Marion Tomlin, was Main Street champion this past year, and I think I drove the loop around the dealership 3 times till I could get get a picture. Yeah. But no, the dealerships I think they're beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
The Christmas trees, the dual flags. I mean, it's they really are great, and we're glad to have you guys here.
We are proud to be part of Statesville's fabric and part of what goes on in the community, and that's why it was so fitting for us to be part of this community calendar.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
And talking about the community calendar, there's over 1,000 events out there. I went and looked this morning.
Wow. Right
now, and going into the first quarter, things are slow. A lot of smaller events happening. But until we put together a list of 2024 featured events in Statesville. Now, to us, what a featured event is, it's something that happens annually. It draws people and visibility to Statesville, whether it be vendors coming into the Civic Center or people coming in for our art shows or our wine walks. And it's happened more than one year. And most of these have happened 5, 6, 7, upwards of 15, 20 years. So we're excited about this list of events. But Richard, I never realized, I guess, until I looked at this list again, like the Civic Center is hopping.
Lots of things going on, yeah.
First quarter of every year, starting with, and we're just going to do a high level kind of the event that's happening, what it is, the date, because it's our goal to be bringing these event organizers in here in the weeks before each event. On our next week's show, we'll be having Cynthia and the ladies from the Quilting and Needle Art Extravaganza Expo coming in. That event has been going on. It's a several-day event happening January 26th and 27th in our Civic Center. And basically the way they describe it is instead of having to go to multiple quilt shops, you can come all under one roof, shop for all your needs from a new sewing machine to fabric over a 2-day period. And I've watched that show grow, and it really flows over into downtown Statesville. The restaurants are full, the shops are full. So great event happening in January, Quilting and Needle Art Extravaganza Expo.
All right. And the first weekend in February is the North Carolina Gun Collectors Association Gun Show. This is February 3rd and 4th, also at the Civic Center. It's a great opportunity for firearm enthusiasts and collectors to come out and look through other people's collections and make purchases and everything in between.
They bring over, I think, 30, 40 vendors that all stay in our hotels over that weekend. So
that's great.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Something else at the Civic Center coming up. How about the Statesville Comic-Con? That is going to be in February 10th. And, I didn't know what Comic-Con was till our youngest son, Luke, started educating me on that. So things like that kind of perk my interest these days. But, put on the capes, put on the makeup, and, come out to the Civic Center and check out Comic-Con coming up in February.
Ryan, are you going to dress up as Batman this year?
Yeah, you'd like to see that, wouldn't you, Cindy? Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
One of my favorite events, the team at the Statesville Civic Center actually organizes this event. They do an amazing job. If you have wedding bells in your future, maybe got engaged over the holidays, the Statesville Bridal Expo is for you, and that is happening February 18th at the Civic Center. And everything from the gowns to anything you would need to plan your wedding available right there at the Statesville Bridal Expo. So excited about that.
Yeah. On February the 24th is the Defense at Fort Dobbs event out at Fort Dobbs. It's an opportunity to sort of relive being in 1760 and the night that the fort was defended against the Cherokee warriors. It's really more than just an event. It's a great opportunity to learn a lot about the local history of this area and how Statesville sort of came to be Statesville.
Richard, when we kicked all this off, we said we were going to immerse ourselves and become more involved. I think it's time we need to start dressing up for these Fort Dobbs events.
Oh, yeah, I'll second that.
Sounds like a plan.
You're a Boy Scout. You'd fit right in.
I tell you what, this is something that intrigues me. Statesville Coin and the currency show. Because somebody recently just gave me a coin collection. They explained what they went through to find the missing coin for this collection they wanted to give me, and so I really didn't understand all that goes into that. But the coin and currency show that's coming up, that's coming up in March again at the Civic Center. What a way to find that unique coin or that missing coin, maybe for that collection that you have. So be sure to check that out again, March 16th and 17th at the Convention Center.
Yeah, and I love that Carolina Prospectors business right here in Statesville, helps organize that with that club and puts it on. And so it's a business thinking outside the box to do something bigger and bring people to Statesville. So it doesn't seem like time to be thinking about the haunted Statesville ghost tours already, but I'm excited. Last year, Downtown Statesville Development Corporation, it was such a hit, and the events were always sold out, that they expanded it from doing in October, and it happens March through September. So one Saturday per month, starting in March, on the fourth Saturday of the month. So make sure you've got that on your calendar, Haunted Statesville Ghost Tours.
Yeah, it is a super cool tour if you haven't done it before. On March the 23rd, the Spring Art Crawl will happen in downtown Statesville. This is a really great event where a lot of the downtown businesses will stay open late, and they'll host an artist or multiple artists, some crafters, but it's a really neat opportunity to kind of go through downtown at your leisure, stop in, spend time, and if there's particular artists that you want to see. DSDC will put out a map with information on who's participating and which artists they're hosting in advance of the event. Just a really nice night in downtown.
It's how I decorate my home. It's the only time of year.
Cool.
Brandon will let me buy one piece of art every year. And it's usually from the artist that is in Groucho's in our restaurant. But cool. It's how we decorate our home.
Well, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Something else happening downtown Statesville, April 13th, the Wine Walk. That's become a real mainstay for downtown Statesville, and touring around and the businesses stay open and seeing the shops, seeing the restaurants, seeing friends. I find it interesting is on April 13th, a couple of days before tax. So if you got to write a big check, maybe Wine Walk is where you need to go before you write that big check. Maybe it takes the edge off of it a little. But that is a fun event for downtown Statesville. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Great annual event. And then sticking with the downtown Statesville theme, the Piedmont Healthcare Friday After 5 returns. Haven't seen the lineup yet for the concert series, but I know they're working hard to find some good bands for that. So we're excited for that to be kicking off again, starting with the first concert on May 3rd, running through October.
Yeah. On June the 1st, the City of Statesville Recreation and Parks Department partners with the Iredell Arts Council and hosts an annual Art in the Park event out at Martin Luther King Jr. Park. This will be an opportunity where they're really showcasing all forms of art that we can get participants for. So there'll be live music. We'll have fine artists who have work on display and for sale, kids activities, and just a really good day to come out to the park and enjoy art with the family. So also probably be looking to do some sculpture, temporary sculpture installations. So, people who have ideas already, you can go ahead and get started, and we'd love to display your work at the park.
Yeah, the park's beautiful every day, but
Sure.
seeing all the art out there on that landscape is a beautiful
Yeah, it's
day.
a neat spot.
Yeah.
That is cool. Continuing on into summer, Juneteenth, of course, we celebrate that on June 19th of this year. And the celebration will actually take place in Statesville. That's gone on for many, many years. Important celebration. That will happen on the 22nd. And just a way to remember the all that went in and around this holiday. And, downtown Statesville is a big part of that, making that happen. So please mark your calendar for the 22nd to celebrate Juneteenth.
Yeah, it's going to be another great event. They've been doing lots of great bands and music too. I love seeing that event grow.
It's really grown a lot here in the past few years.
Yeah.
And I think will only continue getting bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. So returning for its third year to Van Hoy Farms is the Wild Goose Festival. So it's a 5-day spirit music and arts festival. A lot of people camp out there, but our hotels are always full for that event. So we love that this organization has chosen Statesville as its backdrop for the Wild Goose Festival, and we look forward to welcoming them back.
Awesome. September 5th through the 7th is one of my favorite events of the year. That'll be the Full Bloom Film Festival. I'm pretty sure this will be our 9th Full Bloom Film Festival. It's an international film festival that takes place right here in downtown Statesville. We'll typically select between 40 and 60 films, representing as many as 15 to 20 different countries, and we convert different spaces in downtown Statesville into theaters for the weekend. Just a really cool opportunity to get out and see some independent film that you wouldn't have the opportunity to see otherwise. We'll have a lot of filmmakers that come to the area to participate, and there'll be other opportunities aside from just watching film. You can sit in on workshops or Q&A sessions. It's just a really, really cool opportunity that brings a lot of culture here to downtown Statesville.
Rich, I'll say that's one thing, Randy, Marion, we've sponsored that. I think that consistently from the first year, and that's been a big one for us. We really enjoy doing that. Yeah, it's a fun weekend for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a buzz.
Yeah,
we had some social influencers. One
Did you
from
say
Canada.
a buzz or a bust?
Buzz.
Oh, okay, great. Sure.
Buzz, like the bee. Definitely a buzz. Sorry, got some sinus going on. But while we're on the Full Bloom Festival, I think we'd be remiss not to talk about the Iredell Arts Council for just a minute. So over the holidays, I had the opportunity to be present for the unveiling of the program for 2024 for the Iredell Arts Council. And there's some really cool things happening. I think the Iredell Arts Council is going to be putting that up in this month.
Anytime
now. And we're had to get through the holidays, and we're going to be sure to lift that up through the community calendar, make sure everyone knows what's going on. Now, they're always sold out.
Well, and that's the thing, and I'll move on, but I think you're going to mention at the end, Iredell Arts Council is one of these organizations that doesn't have a lot of events on this list, but there are things going on at the jail probably every week. Mm-hmm. So one of those organizations to put on your radar to keep up with their community calendars as well, because we've all heard before that there's nothing to do here, and we all know very well that is not the case.
7 days a week, there's something happening in Statesville, North Carolina.
Absolutely.
Speaking of something happening, the Love Valley Robay is returning to Love Valley, being a tourism girl. I love that this multiple 3-day bike ride, gravel road ride out in Love Valley, put on by a local bike shop, Wes and his team put on this ride, and we're excited to have it back happening in Love Valley this year, September 20th through the 22nd.
That's cool. Very good. I tell you, it has to be more than just once. You do it twice a year when it's so good. So how about the fall art crawl? You know, we got the spring. We also had the fall. So, I mean, if it's good enough to do it one time, it's good enough to do it twice. But, again, just another great time to find local artists and, you know, unique pieces in the community and see the shops, walk out through our sidewalks and whatever. And I'll give a plug to my wife's studio, Create Pottery. She participates with that. It's a teaching art studio, and she's got some of her teachers there and some students that now sell art there for it. So yeah, it's a fun time in the community and just important time to see a lot of what. You don't know. We got a lot of talent around here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We do, and I love Jen's studio. Speaking of talent, your wife is very talented.
She is.
Yeah.
Carolina Jubilee is next the following weekend, September 27th through 28th. That's up at Van Noy Farms. It's a celebration of music, food, farming. It's just a really great time. This is an event that Carolina Farm Trust has been putting on for a number of years. Brings in a lot of talented musicians from all over the region. Great food out there, camping opportunities. Just a really neat weekend. Well, you know, and that goes to help Carolina Farm Trust live out their mission, which is providing access to food, fresh and sustainable.
Yeah, they're doing cool things, and I love that. They're doing more of them in Statesville. Because, I mean, we are home for agriculture here, so it makes perfect sense. So heading into September 28th, also in September, actually the same weekend, the Pride Parade and Festival will be returning, another event that's grown immensely due to organizers wrapping their arms around it, but celebrate love, diversity, and equality at the annual Statesville Pride Parade, hosted by the passionate organizers of Statesville Pride, and right here in the heart of a parade, right through the heart of downtown Statesville. So looking forward to that.
That has really grown over the years.
Yeah, it really has.
I tell you, that weekend is going to be busy. September 28th, the Living History at Fort Dobbs. And, you know, if you haven't been out to Fort Dobbs in a while, that place has really changed. And what a great opportunity to go out there and kind of see maybe some reenactments, just kind of see the period folks in that period set up and ask questions and live that history. And what a better time to do that than our wonderful Fort Dobbs. We're so fortunate to have that back in the community like it is, and with the fort all built and looking good.
Definitely a destination. We're honored to have that here in Statesville. Yeah,
and then, the following weekend, well, I guess 3 weeks later, Carolina Balloon Fest back at the Statesville Regional Airport.
49th year.
49th year.
Yeah.
This is, you know, if you're from around here, you know this is a huge event that has entertainment for the whole family. You got lots of great live music, balloon, you know, opportunities to watch balloons. Lots of great food, fair food, everything in between. Lots of vendors. There's usually a beer garden. Just a really great long weekend out at the Statesville Regional Airport.
Yeah, looking forward to that. We are the ballooning capital of the East, so proud to have that. And then on October 19th and 20th, that same weekend, the North Carolina Gun Collectors Association, like Ryan was talking with Art Crawl, it's so good you got to have it twice, returns to the Statesville Civic Center, so we're excited about that.
Yeah. Statesville Pumpkin Fest, November the 2nd. I'm landing on all the fun family events, which is great. But you know, Pumpkin Fest takes over pretty much all of downtown Statesville. Live music, food, lots of kids' activities, pumpkin smashing, inflatables, just all the things that you want to do on a nice fall day. So it is a large event.
You're landing on all the things that the city of the Statesville provides amazing support for. That's what it is.
Good.
That's right.
That's
From
perfect.
police to fire
these are all,
trash. Yeah, they're amazing community events.
Takes a community.
Yeah.
All right. I think military timeline coming up November 9th, kind of towards the end of this year. And again, Fort Dobbs, and a good way to see an opportunity to support, you know, what goes on out there and see the different makeups of the different military eras. And it just, on the grounds of Fort Dobbs again, it just gets you in that spirit and trying to understand and be part of what our history is through the military. All the militaries.
Gosh, Ryan, you landed on all the Fort Dobbs events. I think that's a sign that you must dress up.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
You can take my
spot. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, then you got to be Batman for Comic-Con, Richard.
All right, I probably have something like that in the closet.
But I tell you what's amazing, folks. We just touched on briefly here things, and there's so much more.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even go into December because we just had a December to remember. I mean, so many amazing holiday events, and we'll cover those again as we get close. But
I just love that we're sponsoring this calendar because there's just so much going on, and love to be associated with it. And I appreciated the opportunity to be part of this.
Yeah. We appreciate you. We're going to have you come back in and co-host more often throughout the year, not make you wait to the end of the year.
This has been fun.
Yeah.
So it has been fun.
I do want to mention that, we couldn't possibly, these are the featured events, but we have partners in the community, like Recreation and Parks Department. They have amazing things going on all the time, like the Polar Plunge and Arbor Day, when we covered Art in the Park. But we also have an amazing group of performing arts organizations here in Statesville. Outside the Iredell Arts Council, you need to be keeping your eye on Center Stage Alliance, the Performing Arts Live of Iredell, the concerts that their series that they're bringing in, and Theater Statesville. Just so many amazing things going on, and just on an average day, like we look every week, and there's live music happening somewhere in Statesville at least 6 nights a week. I mean, I guess if you count church, probably 7.
There you go. That's very good. Yeah.
Well, no, and the things that private businesses are doing. I mean, unless you just have zero responsibility, there is not time to do everything that there is going on here on any given week. It's just too much stuff, which is a good problem to have.
Yeah, folks, get out and take advantage of it. I mean, what it's great. Don't even have to really drive.
That's right.
I mean, it's all right here.
Speaking of driving, before we end, any Randy Marion wants to buy your car? I saw it on your sign.
Yeah. As I say on radio, look for the spinning car, folks. That's where the deals are.
There you go.
But, yeah.
Ryan, it's been a pleasure having you with us.
Richard, thank you. This has been a pleasure for me. I've certainly enjoyed it and appreciate being part of it. Yeah.
We invite you to discover Statesville, statesvillenc.com. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for joining Discover Statesville. You can email us at discover@statesvillenc.com. Check us out on Facebook at Discover Statesville NC, #Discover Statesville, and our website, statesvillenc.com. Catch us next week as we continue on our journey to uncover the hidden gems, culinary adventures, entertainment, and to be inspired and enlightened as we discover Statesville.